everyone, we're back.
Hey Alice, what are we talking about today?
So today we're going to talk about the furniture in this room, and we're going to talk about grain painted furniture because I know we have some viewers that are really into it, and it's just so beautiful, all the different colors. And again, in this room, they wouldn't have had all this like this and stacked like this. They would have used it for storage. So this isn't really authentic, but it's what I like, so this is how I did it.
That's right.
So this is a grouping of grain painted boxes. And the reason that they grain painted it, because some woods are very expensive to get, you know, maybe like mahogany or bird's eye maple. Mm-hmm. And if they couldn't afford it, mm-hmm. they painted wood to look like it, to mimic it. And some of it, this is not quite as fine with the graining, but I'm sure the homes that had a lot more money they had people that would do it more finely.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one is, it looks like it's red with, this was probably grained to look like some type of a wood. And obviously some of it has worn off. They may have used a comb. Mm-hmm. I know sometimes they would use feathers, especially for marbleizing. Mm-hmm. So they would do marbleizing, they would do wood grain, and then they would just do some fun patterns.
Okay.
Like this one I think was also supposed to be made to look like a type of wood. Hmm. So it's red with the black over it. It makes it look a little fancier because my guess is it's probably pine. Mm. Hmm. And this was just a chest to store things in.
Right.
Now this one I love. It's red mustard over red, and you can see this pattern. Whatever they used, it wasn't a wood. It was just I think more of a decorative pattern. But I love the mustard and the red. And actually over here you can see this design a lot better. And I know sometimes they use, it was very popular to do in the 90s, and I think they might have used vinegar with some of these things, you know. So I don't know whether they had, something that they made the print with, but it just gives it a nice look. Mm-hmm. A little bit more decorative, fancy look. Mm-hmm. So moving over to this piece, obviously it's a cupboard. It's called a step back cupboard, and it's because this is set back, forming a step.
Okay. So
any cupboard that is like this, that is just not a straight front, is called a step back cupboard. And again, this isn't a fancy cupboard, so I don't think it would have been in a fancy dining room. Mm-hmm. But maybe a kitchen or where they prepared the foods. Maybe they would have kept all the things for that here. Now this box up above, piece of a box, I don't really know what it was, but I bought it because of this beautiful graining. And it's dark on the sides. And for this heart shape. So I think it was a miniature chest of some sort. Maybe it was a miniature blanket chest or a miniature box. I don't know. But that's what got me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. A true artist.
So this is, this actually has quite a lot of beautiful, this fan, it must have been very popular because you could see that on the mustard piece and the red piece. And it almost looks like it's made to look like a different type of wood, and then it has these patterns on it. Huh. It's just really pretty. Yeah, I think it was just a very popular pattern when they painted it. And I'm actually going to take it off because I want to show you this chest.
Okay.
Take him off. I don't really know what he's supposed to be for, but take this off. Now, I was told that this is a sugar chest, but at least that's the person who praised it, called it a sugar chest. But whether it is or not, I don't know. Now you can see that this was also grained a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of come off.
Mm.
It looks like maybe a yellowy and then a mustard over it. But you can see the lines to make it look a little fancy. I'm going to just open it because it's the coolest thing to open it. Of course, it shouldn't be in this room. Probably should be in my kitchen, but I have no room in there.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know if it's a sugar chest. It almost seems like it's a dough
It does.
to make bread.
Yes.
Because look at this. It has this breadboard.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
wow.
But maybe it was.
Maybe flour, bread. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Is
That's so cool.
Isn't it fabulous? So maybe it did hold sugar, flour,
Yeah.
and bread making
Yeah.
supplies. And here's the board.
Yes. Oh, that's so
But-
cool.
I mean, it's so like compact.
Yeah.
I mean, when they made furniture, it was just beautiful and compact. And then you can close it up and push it off to the side if you didn't need it.
And then rodents wouldn't get in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the back, they never finished the back. So I just want you to go in there and see how dark.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They
Yeah.
didn't finish it because you didn't see it. So they didn't waste their
So
time.
why bother? Right.
Yeah. And I'm
Right.
looking at this tag, so let me see what it says. Mustard painted dough box
Dough box.
with removable inserts. I paid $4.95 for it apparently.
Oh, wow. What a
But
deal.
what I like to do is if there is a tag,
Yeah.
I just leave it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this tag was still here because of course I never pull it out.
But that's helpful.
But they usually didn't finish the backs. Like if I pulled this cupboard out, the backs aren't finished
Right.
because there was no need to. Why waste
Right.
time and energy?
Right.
If it was a piece that was against the wall,
Mm-hmm.
which a lot of them were. So, all right, so that's that.
Okay.
And we'll just walk around this.
Okay.
So this is a beautiful period corner cupboard. Now the bottom, this would have had a bottom probably very similar to this.
Okay.
But I don't know where the bottom was because I would have bought it at the same time. But,
Sure.
So this is the piece that I bought. And then I had a furniture maker come and tried to duplicate as best that he could
Right.
the colors in this.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of colors. So turquoise was a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful old color.
Yeah.
And then it looks like then there's red over this turquoise.
Mm-hmm.
So did it start out turquoise with the red? I don't know. Or was it all turquoise and then they, spruced it up and put the
Right.
red over it? I don't really know. But these scallop shells are just to die for. And this probably would have been built in
Okay.
into a corner,
Right. That's really neat. Yeah. Yeah.
and of course all my lusterware is on here, which we'll talk about maybe the next time. Oh, there's the clocks. There's one of the clocks. So this is just a child's chair. I loved the curved arms on this.
Oh, yeah.
Again, you see the wear. You know
Yeah.
me, I love that
You love the
wear.
wear.
I love the wear
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
The seat's probably newer because I'm sure. Look at the tiny finials.
Isn't that something?
I mean, this is what I do when I go to places. I'm like, oh my, oh, and I'm like, I hope no one's looking at me because, but they're probably going to do the same thing as me. So I wanted to point out some chairs.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got two of these. These are called step down Windsors because they just kind of step down. And the Windsors have these, they're not slats, but this is,
Spokes.
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 That's what that's a characteristic of the Windsor.
Okay, right.
So when you see them, it's a type of Windsor.
Right.
So, and then a lot of times if you turn, this is sort of a plank seat, and if you turn them around, you can usually, this is how they kind of look. They look unfinished, which is how they're kind of supposed to look. And if you don't see any other colors, then you know that that's probably the original color.
Okay.
Or the original stain.
Right.
Because I think this was probably, well, it looks like it was stained, but then I don't know if there was black over it or if it's just the age of it. It's
Right.
hard to know.
Yeah.
Or maybe this was stained and maybe these were black. They are Windsors. A lot of those Windsors, they would stencil them.
Okay.
Yeah? And then this, right over here, I've got two of these. This is the birdcage Windsor, which is pretty self-explanatory because it does look like a cage.
Yeah.
Again, this is all worn off from years of use,
Right.
And
Yeah.
again, if you flip it over, you can see that these were probably initials of whoever they belonged to, perhaps. That would be my guess to identify them. And see how there's really, no other colors. There's just the black that's gone. This was a set of, I think, 4 chairs. One was an armchair and 4 like this with no arms. And they actually did all have the same initials on them.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that was kind of interesting.
Huh.
And these lovely chairs over here, these are called Fiddlebacks.
Oh.
Because it kind of looks like a violin or a
Yeah.
fiddle. And then do you see the outline of a bird? Usually it looks like a bird
Huh.
here.
Okay.
You see the bird?
Well,
See his beak? There's his beak.
that's his beak.
That's his head.
Okay.
But it kind of gives you the profile of a
Okay.
bird.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And actually, if we went into the drawing room, there might be a couple in there that you might be able to see it a little bit better. Yeah. So these are
Interesting.
Fiddleback. I think this is just sort of a Queen Anne crest, rush seats.
Okay, here's my question. See how
Yeah.
low they are? Is that because they've been chopping them off through the years, or why are
Well,
those chairs so low?
They were probably a little taller, but don't forget if they were on floors that were wet or whatever, they probably did cut them down a little bit because maybe the wood was rotting.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they were that low. Although the proportions, well, they might have been a little tall. I don't know.
Yeah, I just wondered why they made them
Yeah.
so low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the people were smaller.
They were small.
They were smaller.
Mm.
Now this one, I don't know whether, these seem a little higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe that was the case. And these are, they're really not a banister back, but they might be called a splat, like a splat back maybe, or banister, I don't know. They're not like the banister back chairs in the drawing room that are flat on one side with that banister look on the outside.
Right.
So, probably rush seats
Okay.
as well. So there's two. I have two, and
Two, and two?
I got twos everywhere.
Twos.
Yeah,
Really nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they are a little bit lower.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then this is just an old chest. Don't really know much about that. And then this was a piece found in an estate sale. Don't know the age of it, but it just had that nice look to put more things on. And then I do want to show you the gate leg table. So this gate leg is actually from like maybe 1680.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real heavy. It's oak. It's English, and the gate legs have these two D-shaped leaves. Move these over here.
Mm.
And this is the gate that swings out.
Right.
Hence the gate
Yep.
leg.
Yep. Wow.
But it's been dated by a couple, my appraiser and then another guy who does furniture.
Really?
Yeah.
So how comfortable is it to sit around? Is this something
No,
you basically sit like this, the four?
Well, yeah, 4. I mean, you could put another one here, although you can't get under. But
Right.
But here, this is very
Okay. Yeah.
very comfortable
Yeah.
sitting here. Like,
Yeah.
not that we ever sit here. The great thing about the gate leg is both sides come down, and then you only have this much. So it could also be a table that you move in and out of an eating space.
Right.